their own legacies as well. You know, this is Kerrigan's best year in his career, on top of a magical career with plenty of great wins, but this one, the closest to an era with a major and with so many trophies with the best team that he's ever played with, proving that he as an individual can also stand in these pressure times and not just give the advice to his teammates to make sure that they're calm. And that's in the story of Kerrigan. And what an incredible cherry on top it would be for him to win at home in the Blastball Finals and take down the premier Danish squad.
Yes, the last chance of a fully Danish team to kind of hoist this trophy inside the Royal Arena. Tonight, history is going to be made. Tonight, a Dane lifts that trophy at the tip of the stage. And so remember that each of you are also a part of this moment in Danish Counter-Strike history. So come new Copenhagen, let's get rowdy!
Yes, sir. And we've got a great veto. Starting off with Overpass. So much history on this one map alone. A map that both expect to win. There will be no freebies in this veto.
Into the silence. FaZe gonna walk into the short water. Who draws first blood? It's Rain. You want to talk about the shortcomings of FaZe at the major? Well, that game on Overpass to start it all, Rain played out of this world. You know, we look to him as kind of the pillar, the stone golem of FaZe Clan. Sometimes immovable, and right now he's just gonna hang on to the exact same position that he started this with. With Stown, he'll get him out. Give him enough time, and they'll get that little bit of space creation moving. Fountain is where Heroic reside, but it is still man advantage, it is still easy B control, and it is still a daunting task to push this bomb forward.
Yes, that should have been a very important round-changing refrag that Stown just got, but with that answer back on the other side of the map, it is a CT advantage.
And then no contact again, man, this tension. But as they get to that A site, so do the CTs. FaZe gonna stop that bomb. Brokey, he's the one. He's the one who's been playing better than everybody else. He's the one that wants to recover. And sure enough, with 2 kills inside this A site, Stown will be shut out. It is FaZe to draw first blood.
Yeah, it's important to note Brokey is the best player on the server. We looked at the top 5 players here in this final. It was 4/5 of FaZe and Stown as the number 2. He is surrounded by incredible individuals, and the cool part about Heroic, of course, is that they seem to clear the entire year with Stown as that main carry, but no top 1 player, no top 2 player, no top 3 player even, and yet they all still will have lopsided scores versus all of the tier 1 competition. And that's because they pitch in as a unit, and they move so fluidly they can be hard to find.
Pistols trying to vie for control here, but it's just a meat grinder out of the M-Force. Rain's gonna find Shush turn, no chance. Hell, Gabby's still holding on to the few flashbangs they wanted to use to get something going. But now he has to walk by his dead comrades. And he too toppled in the exact same place. Connector control made way too easy. FaZe the second round smooth.
Gabby's a player you would never expect to be playing in a final like this if he had not moved to a new roster. Of course, the Copenhagen Flames did incredibly well to make top 8 at PGL Antwerp, but them all splitting up could have been bad and good for different players. But for Yabi, at first he had the most natural move. He played badly at first, struggled at Cologne. After the break, started to improve, and now has had his best performances so far. It has already made a major final appearance with his new roster. This is an enormous day for him and a big opportunity.
Yes, and
FaZe клан vs Heroic.
Finals appearances now.
Против Героиков. 2-0, в принципе, они уже ведут карту Overpass. Ну вот до этого показывали винрейт FaZe клана в гранд-финалах.
All the while worried about Rain getting up into some wild antics yet again. Is he pressing out? At what point does he fight? You'll never know. But Shush, he'll be the first to tumble. An attempted push through Monster that holds off for the time being. Rain, lesser weapon, doesn't matter, finds the better timing. And with timing, he takes Tesses.
Yeah.
So yet again, Heroic met by a brick wall, whether that's at this B site or on A. So far, it's a struggle.
Yeah, their odds already evaporate down to 3 players. They are a team that play these rounds through, and they wait for an opportunity and find one.
One presents itself, sure enough. Rain not just sat back, but plays it active. Costs him, gives Heroic a little room to wiggle, and they'll throw that util over top. Not to mention going and making sure that they pressure into these A sites. Down's trying to puff his chest both ways. Heroic trying to keep FaZe stringy. A thin defense would bode well for an early T-side win, but they lean onto that single smoke and flash. Yabby at the entry. It's gonna be a peek from the right side. His fellow Dane attempts to take him, but it's twists instead from barrels to just continue to turn this one back. A little bit of life offered up here from Heroic, but a little bit of life is all Cadian has left.
Yeah, and now they'll have to turn away. Hey, at 50 seconds, there were no odds of winning this round in that 3v5. Yabby found a kill that made the difference, and it gave him a chance to go for the attack. All that happened is it ended up costing them one more, and FaZe off to a fast start. Not one of the things I expected today. If anything, I expected Heroic to have a fast start. Maybe FaZe still come back and win the map, but they got to be feeling pretty good about collecting the first three. And this timing, deep monster smoke goes down. Kerrigan jumps over just as it plumes, taking full advantage of anybody who wants to try to sneak through. No tricky strats are going to work today versus Kerrigan. We talk about Kerrigan for his land calling. I think that's a big thing because he can play that very optimized style of CS, but then he might just himself send someone twist through a smoke to go for an entry when he feels the time is right, when he feels the round and opportunity presents itself. And that's the tricky part about playing against FaZe. And Heroic keeps some of that energy as well. And you better believe that they've learned from a team like FaZe and a player like
no doubt
Kerrigan, of course.
One of the things I love about FaZe as well, right, is you talk about how Kerrigan will throw somebody else into that danger zone. Well, they trust him fully. Brain of the operation, Commander at the front. And right now, Commander with the 3-round lead. So Heroic lean back into the double AK, that which was saved. Few more pieces of utility added to the tally. And the question will be, what can they get going? Yeah. They've been stifled both at the front of A site, inside of Connector, and then outside of Monster. So a varied effort so far from Heroic. Fights on multiple fronts. All of them slide the way of FaZe. Here comes Shush. Oh, that's clean.
That's with a gun.
Little Tech-9 headshot into Rain. Again, the first member of FaZe to foray for fights, and Stown turned back.
Oh, when you see that con pressure, and Stown almost is able to couple up with a kill outside Monster, and that just turns it into a very real round. Bit of a reset. There's still, of course, a couple of concessions here for Heroic. Nothing will be given, but FaZe a little shaken.
Still the numbers leaning B, and again, it's just going to be the sole body from Heroic to try and pressure this A site. Kerrigan going to have to keep things cool. TSS at a distance with the Tech-9, not ideal, but we know that Brokey can do wonderful things from this pillar, and a missed shot does not bode well for him, but Shush still toppled. Another missed chance. T's attempting to get out, but to close this distance is a daunting task. TSS gets the kill towards A, simultaneous with Jabby down on that B site. And unfortunately for TSS, it's a near meaningless amount of HP left over. There's a chance. There's kills both in mid and over towards that B site. Yeah. But it is still FaZe to maintain control at a flawless start on Overpass.
Yeah, ideas win tournaments, and that round was full of them. I really appreciate having not only this play where they're trying to take con control, press up outside Monster, sneak it at the same time, but then Tessa's coming out late long. He actually can win this round, you know, only having a Tech-9 being on that part of the map. If he shows himself early and gets that kill, and his teammates get one on the entry, they take out Brokey, for example, everything falls apart for FaZe Clan.
Economic shortcoming for Shush, already out of grenades and no gun. We saw the capability of the Tech-9 and the ability to steal weapons away just one round prior. Shush keeps eyes towards that A site, makes sure that FaZe have to play this honest. Can't hyperextend outwards. Rop's content to just keep eyes down beneath. He's got a lot of support back behind him on the bathrooms. This is his role, this is his job, this could be his opening kill versus TSS. Corner's cleared. Trying to piece it all together. Looks like two bodies maybe want to drop, but now it's just Brokey to play the contact. And again, just like Rops felt safe, Brokey could have the same. Every meter of this map being fought for. slowly but surely, inch by inch, they get in through the short water, which we've seen occupied before, and now they're gonna head up top. So what was once the three-man setup, just on the exit of this door, has completely transformed. We've got Rops back on site, we've got bathrooms occupied by Rain, and those two individuals alone could be far too problematic for Heroic to press through with these final 30 seconds. Bomb gets toppled. And yet again, Heroic will find zero footing on this attempt to close the gap to site. Smoke in the middle gives them a little bit of space to try and isolate against Rops, but Rops, one after another, continues to chew through Heroic. Twist is waited along, and so, sure enough, it's 4 kill off of Rops, and a final one from Twists.
Yet to die. Rops 9-0 already. We saw some magic out of him yesterday on Nuke. I think he won that series 6 times over with just his kills alone. And this one, he stands strong here on long. Now, of course, there's a flaw here. Heroic burned so much time off the clock, searching inside of Con, never finding that kill, but feeling certain that somebody is going to be there. When they get up to the top of the stairs, they don't have info on Rain. They don't know who's left on the site. And you can try to take A, but you can't do it without long control when a 2-rifle setup is like that. Rops has great angles opened up by Rain.
Yeah, I mean, we can see what Rops does when he sees 3 people peeking at the same damn time. But they gave him individual fights and he won every one. Rain pressured by the Tech-9s. This could be the chance. Fastest round yet out of Heroic. And it nets them an opening kill. Costs some HP. Kerrigan deleted by Jabby. That's another weapon grabbed. That's another weak link. The chain starting to crack. Brokey off-peeked out. Missed shot yet again. More damage. This was nothing but Tech-9s. Tech-9s in armor. Fed into the beast that is Rops. And he makes it over towards Optimus. Awaits Jabby. Another headshot comes out.
Wow.
And what do you know? Heroic with only Tech-9s have managed to smash their way through.
Hey, a couple of sharp shots there from Yabby inside of stairs and also towards A. And that's a lock-off. Finally, somebody has an answer for Rops. Went 11-1 up until that moment. So the FaZe 5-0. Will it end here? Of course, one left from the CT side, but the op shot's in from Tessis. It's easy. He's looking for a great event as well. Had a strugglesome Rio, which wasn't a problem until we look at the finals. Overall, has been an important part of the Heroic story in the last 2 years. And this is a massive find. It comes at the hand of a couple of mechanical errors, right? It's Rain getting caught off before he can shoot back and then not getting his kill. Brokey missing a shot even though he searches the right angle and has distance. And then Yabby shining through all the interference with that first Tech-9 kill and then his picked up AK to take out Rops.
I think that round's a great reminder to the things that Heroic can do, right? It's been a rather passive pace. This is like the European Furia at times, right? Aggression, consistent prodding on that defense. Re-aggressions like nobody else. And while you have to sit back and respect the individuals of FaZe, I understand why you try to meticulously take them down. A game of chess out of the gate here on Overpass. That one, a little bit more bold, a little more brazen. And it pays off. Back to the slower pace.
Yeah. We see the sliver angle being held here. Another slow approach from Heroic. Minute up. Just a little bit of damage done on both sides to the two oppers.
Money's in a weird spot for FaZe. Nade's nearly non-existent already. Rops and Rain back to back. There will be fights on both sides of this bathrooms. And as Rops tucks in, the bomb dropped to his feet. Rain, nice recovery. But remember, he still has his job to do. And there's an additional member of the Heroic squad on the other end. That's Cadian. So at least the bathrooms now belong to the T's.
And now the rotational game. Heroic with a great opportunity. 3v3. 20 seconds, however.
Yes. They know what they have to do. They know that they must extend forward, and Twists on high alert will await them.
Uh-oh.
Fire on the bomb site, spreads to his feet. Shush, able to connect with 2. And Brokey, another missed shot, means Heroic have managed to both clear out the bathrooms and extend into sight for a second.
These days, you don't see two riflers stuck top bathrooms like that. Of course, shadow advantage on both sides. Good fights to take, and they get their first 2 kills. That's a great start. But then they're locked into that spot, and there's a split coming their way. So Heroic coming through with the same patience they did in that previous round, but finding those riflers inside of bathrooms where they had hoped to see them last time. And this time not just coming in through the bottom of bathrooms outside Banana, but instead going via long as well.
So calculated.
They're thinking pragmatically. They've already seen patterns emerge. They're starting to read into FaZe's game. Now FaZe are without a dime to spend.
Rain makes a ruckus as he falls away, so everybody remains on high alert. Potential threat of these pistols, but in reality it is just the vanilla USPs. Not one penny spent. Odds of winning this one as low as humanly possible.
I want you to call this one, Connor.
Okay, I will. Yes, Heroic get a third.
Okay.
Heroic find it. Bomb waits outside of Monster just to be safe. Better safe than sorry, they say.
Ooh, what's going on right there over that heaven smoke? Kerrigan's got a really nice place to perch himself up.
Shoot 30 bullets. One of them's bound to land. Kerrigan still lives within that smoke.
They release the tension. They found a good site to take. It's wide open. Bomb will get planted. FaZe just looking for damage at this point, of course. No retake will be possible.
No resistance.
Okay, so there's expectations for FaZe right in this first half. When you mirror these two teams, Heroic are the better T-side team. They score 10% more on their T-side. FaZe Clan, significantly better on CT. Both great overpass teams, and they balance out in this way. Heroic looking for a quota.
Once the pressure's been taken off of that bomb plant, Heroic gonna go hunt down the FaZe members. Sure enough, each and every one of them will fall. Rob's looking for a reason to die, and Shush will give him his release. It is Heroic to 3. It is early still on this T side. We've got Rops up to 12 kills. That's what's going well for FaZe so far.
I think right now, FaZe game plan, we're seeing Brokey start B very often, right?
Okay.
2 riflers on the A site. It's not weird, but for FaZe, you don't expect that all the time. Brokey doesn't want to always be the rotator coming up bank, getting mollied out, sitting behind it, waiting to retake into the site. And in some of these situations, the round is won inside of bathrooms versus Rops and Rain. They both seem quite comfortable and have had a couple of good rounds for themselves, but it might be time to change up.
All that money, all those nades, not one kit here for FaZe.
You want to talk about those important shots missed by Brokey yesterday versus NIP. He was managing to have a great score line, but also on a couple of what could have been important rounds, missed sitters.
I think we've already seen a little glimpse of that already, right? When he rotates into the A site, same deal.
There's Brokey starting A.
When he's holding off on B, pillar shots missed. Hasn't cost them yet. But as this map and this series go on, it could. Here's the monster push. Jabby holds off. Not the second. No, sir. Kerrigan's going to take a ton of damage, but still gets away with his life and gets away with a 4v4. But still, costly trade. It's going to keep Kerrigan on weak knees. And again, to reiterate, no kit. Retake could be a daunting task for FaZe if it comes down to that. And Heroic double back, ensuring that because Jabby has died, there could be somebody preoccupying outer monster, which means if you push out from connector, it could still just be already cut to the end. So protocols in place and time to do so.
This round will be worth 2 for Heroic if they win. FaZe just trying to tread water.
For now, they are afloat. And with a hope that Rops can hold it off, it's a kill and a half. It's down taken low. Cadian's nade. Oh, it finds him in the bomb site. And with that pressure on the B site, we start to see FaZe get pulled over when in reality, it's the wool over their eyes. Bomb heads A.
Yeah, and now the CTs, well, they know it. But are they too slow?
Again, no kit. You cannot be slow. You cannot afford to do so. Brokey pressured out, pushes inwards, and there you have Heroic continuing to cut down this lead.
Yeah, here's a great call. Great organization.
Step by step.
Hard map to read. And the pace was so good. I mean, FaZe even pulled themselves right there without all of the info they needed, that they need to go back to A. Something was wrong. But even at that speed, Heroic just a few steps faster. So they get in, put up 4. And again, that round should be worth 2. We have a situation where FaZe just don't have money. Heroic won't have to look into the 8 ball to figure that out. It'll be obvious. Oh,
nice shot from Robsto.
What? I didn't see the flick, did you?
Don't you ever forget the individual level of the FaZe clan members.
He's been pervasive, hasn't he, Rops? Helping out inside of bathrooms. Starting B that last round. Kills on both sides of the map, this time with the scout.
Ooh.
But he goes down, headshot for headshot.
Cadian's got it.
Cadian says, I do this full time, son.
Sit. Brokey picks up what Rops had dropped and awaits his chance to shine. Man, it doesn't even feel like it's the individuals of Heroic right now. It's just Cadian bogging down FaZe in the calls. Ooh. The contact into the silence, into the rotations, into the commitments. It's so smooth. An excellent overpass T-side so far. Little bits to get through here. Nice position from Kerrigan to push out. And, well, Twist will offer up something. Kerrigan, missed chance. He's going to set up Rain, but that also gets closed down on. Jabby with another double. Heroic with another round. Tied game at 5-all.
Rotations were good. They even had a big flank coming in from stairs. They had Kerrigan in an unlikely spot. There was a chance that that could have been lost, but Heroic, they didn't lose focus. Kept full awareness. Here's that first shot, man. Wow. Doesn't matter what range for Ross. It's all easy for him. Cadian as well, looking for a great event. Even though making finals, it wasn't like he was the second star on the team. At Rio, at Cologne, he struggled a bit. As a caller, his value is proven. His individual inconsistency is there.
A little bit of a faster one. Kerrigan's got to be ready for everything. Oh, Brokey comes out from connector. We're tunnel visioned on this pressure from Heroic when in reality FaZe have the answer. And unfortunately for Heroic, there's nobody in place towards Party because Shush has gone that much deeper. Shush goes beyond, but he doesn't go above the likes of Rain. FaZe to take this back with 3 clean kills. The right players in the right position at the right timing leads to FaZe's 6th by the looks of things. Cadian and Tessis, full recovery mode. And it's going to be a tough one to get past Brokey.
And that's one where it looks like Rain is ready for him, right? And they're running back to the site thinking, let's get out of this con and make sure we can go to a normal setup now because we don't need middle of the map control. Ooh, shot goes through the wall on both sides. Brokey, he's still alive, but now he'll be taken down.
35 seconds here to make FaZe sweat. It's Rain and Robs in the bomb site. An additional piece starts to rotate upwards. Believe it or not, it's doable. TSS wants that contact. The moment he sees someone, they're all swinging for him. But if he can get that much closer, well, he can pick up that, and then the box gives him cover. But that box not enough. Rain able to extend around it, and Kerrigan, cold-blooded, sits at the side of the water and guarantees FaZe's 6th. The lead is back in their hands for now.
Yeah. This is a moment where it feels like Rain just shoves everything in a suitcase as fast as possible, runs back to the side, says, I know I need to be here, and catches that lurk right away. I think versus any other team, maybe a less likely play to make. But for Heroic, you have to be ready for these multi-pronged lurks. That's what they do on T-side. They'll take a second timeout, and it was 5 rounds straight for FaZe, 5 for Heroic straight. Now FaZe, once again, back in the lead. They've breached the end of Monster. They've breached long. They've taken A through bathrooms. They've attempted everything except for a full-on short play, and that leaves it very difficult for FaZe to try to figure out what may be coming next. I think one thing we've seen in terms of patterns from Heroic, of course, a lot of con control to start things off. That opens up that 7-second rotation down the stairs, a very important part of the map, but if FaZe don't want to participate in that, there are other ways for the CTs to win. But if it's free map control for Heroic, why would they turn that down? We'll see if they continue back in the same direction.
Utility all coming out of this T-spawn. We get a quick bunching of the heroic players here outside of Monster. Again, attempting to get that early damage in, but no contact really made. It's Kerrigan and Twist inside B.
Hey, that nade, I mean, it could have landed in a good spot.
Not this time.
We don't have those quote-unquote heroic nades just yet.
Met by another smoke. If they were about to pull the trigger, they must wait.
The thing was, some early information was gained from Brokey early on. Pushed out, saw into playground.
Okay. Well, that's why Rops just arrived to the B stack. He's meant to bolster this defense. Oi, it's not nice from Twists. Kerrigan's still alive. Fresh bag in, but TessS's Glock will get that job done. And of course, all the while, Stown awaiting any kind of contact to come from Connector. It is not the case. Just as he looks away, Cadian killed by Rops. Back and forth from Graffiti. The AK finds its headshot. And it's Rain from up and above to look and hope and scour into this B site. TessS at the half health, swinging with the op. 1 kill to his name already. And the star of Heroic, the hands down highest rated player for them, on full health, waits for a chance to shine. And maybe he may not be needed as TessS tests them. Brokey and Rain continuing forward, spotted out by Stown. He pulls the trigger, smoke atop the bomb, nade finds its home. Brokey can't, oh, no he can't, but he does! He simply sticks it! A retake from FAZE in a 2v2 that Heroic can't stave off.
Wow, the smoke goes down on the B site. The spam isn't lined up. I don't know if that was on our end only.
That's on.
Yeah. Oh. That smoke could have gone to short, and it didn't go on the site. That actually gave him a chance to be able to get that kill and win the round.
Yikes.
Indeed. Well, for Heroic, another full buy. Money to spend here in round 13. Right back to that original style. But again, that opening setup last round, Brokey was deep, peeking into playground. And now he gets some early info. Once again, from a new position. Not enough to make a decision, but...
Oh, he's not ready! TessS has a teammate ahead of him with a knife out. Rain shoots his bullets through both flashes on top of one another. And it's a tough call for Cadian to try and push through, even despite Rain being nearly dead. He holds, and Brokey, well, he's just picked up the kill towards Shush. Cadian, the only member of Heroic to bring this back, gets that angle through the upper bathrooms. Jabby decides to chase. Good chance, just as the smoke fades. Kerrigan, well, he dies next. Cadian and Jabby on an absolute recovery mission in this moment.
What we've seen right here is Jabby, every single time there's low numbers, he's finding a kill that can actually change the course of the round. Eyes back on Brokey and Twist now. They haven't converted all these opportunities.
The fact that they've even evened this one out. All the while, Cadian's actually sitting outside the B site. Jabby, he's going to try to sell this to set up Cadian's success story. This would be the 2 versus 5 in a round after what they need is a recovery, and Jabby's kill to Twist is big. Brokey's stuck here. Cadian planting on the other side of the map, and Jabby's just keeping Brokey preoccupied. The longer he lives, the better. What? Oh my God! Oh my God!
Jabby, you didn't hear of him until this year. You know, he played at Stockholm, but he wasn't nearly as famous. And now he's playing like he's been in the Tier 1 for years. These last couple months have been beautiful for him.
What a shot.
But it's the initiative that he's willing to take on a team that can be so hard to figure out. Joining a roster like Heroic, like you like you drew the comparison to Furia. Imagine trying to slot into a system like this, so unique to the game.
And that was a roster move that was criticized at the time. Refresh. We've seen far poorer performances not get replaced, but they said they needed somebody who could bring in a little bit of extra X factor. Well, that's the X factor. Yeah. 5 X's, 5 deaths against FaZe, 2v5. Wow. A recovery between Javi and Cadian. Damn, did they ever need it? TeSeS refuses to go down. Brokey tries to peek out for the bathrooms. Rain hoping to end what Brokey got started, because there are members of Heroic wounded, no doubt. And yet all 5 remain alive.
Yeah, that's the perfect peel back right there. They escape. Rain, who was willing to swing as wide as ever to get that, but at a certain point, it does become dangerous even for him. There could be cover from a third T. So he'll have to just walk this one off. 50 seconds, 5v4 here for Heroic. Although 2 players are low, I think they'll take that exchange every day of the week. Once again, this round worth 2 for Heroic.
Low HP players with still grenades to throw. Looks like TeSeS will be the head of this. An attempt into the A site that is quite understaffed, but Rain nicely done through that smoke. 5 seconds to spare, bomb's gonna be planted, no way to stop this other than spam. And for FaZe, it simply will not connect. Not after that first one out from Rain. We get the long player pressing in, Jabby now a part of this. Robs eventually will flank, and as he gets closer, he finds a head turned. Executes Jabby with ease to keep this 4v3 in the hands of FaZe. Rain presses forward, Cadian the next up, and Robs has got his number. TeSeS, low HP this whole entire time, still holds on, just like Stown. Some say the best op in Denmark, and while he lands that no-scope, it's not enough, but the time is on Heroic side. 7-7.
He wins it. It's down to Stown. Give this kid some shine. That retake was going. Everything fell into position right there. FaZe had all the advantages they were looking for. They didn't kill the most important guy, though.
Oh, and Stown pulls him as far away as possible. Just gives him the tip, sees the op, has to come get it, has to unearth Stown from his trench.
And that said could be, or should have been for 2, actually. They still scraped together a very decent buy.
But Brokey powering up. An overt risk to press into the fountain like that, and what's Heroic's answer? They're gonna try to go test this B site. Kerrigan maybe in for a world of hurt. His countrymen press against him. Jabby catches Twist at the exact same time. That was a 2-man setup, and they get nothing. Robs awaits them over on short, but all around him, his team has died. FaZe, with a 5-0 start, have seemingly lost this lead unless Robs can be cooler than ever, and that is simply not gonna happen tonight. A 1-round lead, as Heroic will take to the defense in only a moment.
Hello everybody, this is the EPOS experiment, and things are about to get a little wild around here. We've got 2 players coming in, and we're gonna be testing out gaming environments. 2 laboratories, let's say. One with Chaos, one with Zen. One player will receive comfies, candles, and a noise-canceling headset, and the other one, well, complete and utter chaos. And so without further ado, I present to you guys our players. Yakinder, good to see you, brother.
Nice to see you, man.
Always a pleasure. I'm gonna switch it up. You guys are gonna be playing a 1 versus 1 in separate rooms. Things are gonna get very different for each of you, and that's where we're gonna kind of leave it. I think it's about time we let the games begin. The first experiment's underway. The first experiment, it's not much of an experiment. We want to let these guys size each other up. We want things to be even. We got to figure out, before things get crazy, who's actually coming out on top when it becomes Yakinder versus Stown.
Let's go!
Clearly, it seems like Yakinder's got the hot start, but what Yakinder doesn't know is what's to come. So we'll let him enjoy his moment. We'll let things go as they do. At the end of this, though, things get interesting. This was the easy round, okay? This was when things were the most normal.
Warm round.
So, Stown, we're gonna send you back to your room. Some things stay the same, some things are about to get very different.
We got the bathrobe here, some candles. That's pretty nice. I'm down to play some CS.
In Yakinder's room, we're gonna start to crank the dial, so to say. Let's hit it.
So, what is... If you think it's gonna distract me, it's not gonna work. Okay, maybe it does work. Chill out, I'm losing! Four. Focus, Connie. We need to win this. Oh my god!
We're all wrapped up. I need to know, what was the worst part about that, Yakinder? What threw you off your game?
Well, the sound that I heard was a distraction.
There we go. And Stown, what was going on over there?
Yeah, as you can see, I'm in this bathrobe, yeah, some nice slippers. Yeah, it was a fun game.
Well, there you have it. The EPOS experiment all wrapped up. And at the end of the day, it seems like that EPOS Zen room definitely fanned better than the chaos we got up to in here with Yakinder.
Jeg holder ryggen her, ja. Det er nice.
Giv mig smoken også.
Ja.
Ruller toiletter.
Ruller selv banken også.
Ja.
Jeg kaster combo her.
Jeg ruller truck.
Hej, det gør jeg.
Okay.
Pas på dig selv. Jeg kaster røg foran dig også.
Jeg kan max 2 lige nu. Ruller bank.
Jeg har ikke tjekket
Brænder truck.
Død truck. Vent dig her. Hold død.
Hold ind.
Op i stairs. Op i stairs.
Nice. Sindssygt nice, boys.
And so Heroic set to begin the CT side with a one-round lead. Very cerebral calls. Feels like everybody from Heroic's on the same page. And they followed through with what was a very clean and honestly collected game plan. From the start of that T side, it was piece by piece and map control. And they followed through when given their moments. So let's see what FaZe can do on their offense. Shush. It's back into the site. Jabby's right here with him. And FaZe, unlike Heroic, not stoic. They get as aggressive as possible, straight to the B site. It's only Kerrigan to bring down one. And the Berettas of Jabby attempt to connect, but it's down up next. Man advantage, and all of a sudden the FaZe's members falling all inside this B site. Bomb nearly irretrievable. A quarter of Rops' health left over. And Heroic, they want blood. They want 9 and they'll take it.
Yeah. Where there's one, there's three. That's the story of Heroic and their CT rotations. They were quick to this, and Yabby does a great job of staying alive. I mean, he gets the 2 kills that he does, but when they can't clear back pit, they can't get that bomb down. That's usually the easy part of the round. Sometimes you can let that guy stay alive, but he was just such a pest. Continuously coming in from different angles. Heroic take a 9th. They've done enough. If we look at their history on Overpass right now, they usually win around 45% of their T rounds. They came out ahead numerically. It's FaZe Clan close to 70% of their CT rounds. So not an abject failure by them, but it might be a map costing half from what we saw. And now they don't get the pistol. The problems compound.
Cadian senses an easy kill, and sure enough, you'll find it. Rain can sit and wait all he wants. It's Cadian to take an initiative, but check this out. We've got a really deep spot from Kerrigan. He's already slid into the bank. What in the world do we have here? Stown. He's gonna get into the corner of the truck, and Kerrigan with the knife out. A-site is his. Draws blood in the Royal Arena. And Robs gets gushed, but Twist is able to find the bomb plant off of this. Now Kerrigan's still hanging on to that M4, and Cadian recovers a little more real estate over on long. That M4 hits the dirt, so all seems good. Twist's Glock up next, and really, they can just piece this one together. It's a 10-second defuse, but Brokey's so far removed from the situation that Heroic will let this one slide. Okay, Kerrigan, get away with your shenanigans. Yeah. It's some money in his back pocket and a bomb plant on top of it, but it is Heroic, double digits.
Sometimes it's about the money and sending a message. So I think he got a little bit of both right there. Nice to do that in a round like this and just show the other team, well, you've got to watch your back, even in your own damn sight. And that can be a moment where it's down. Whoa, he goes, what did we miss? What were we not watching right there? And can we lose this round? And it was definitely possible. The bomb plant, though, is still a win. The $1,500 is still a win for FaZe. Yeah. And they come into this full buy feeling pretty okay.
If anything, you're just grateful that that kind of a situation happens when your opponents don't even have armor or pistols or anything firing the Glocks. So it'll be an early warning sign that Heroic can certainly deal with. But here we go. FaZe in with the buy. Chance for the T side to truly begin.
Again, they struggle on T side. They do not like this side of this map. It's not like they've always been bad. T side overpass, but lately it's been an issue for them. Again, no freebies in this veto. Heroic pick it, the expectation to win it. But if this is your best map to pick versus FaZe Clan, you've already got some problems. They know that.
FaZe going to be real meticulous. Caution, the name of the game in this first buy round. But, oof, almost catching Tessus in transition. It's a little chip damage versus a little weapon, right? Remember, 2 MP9s here in the pocket. They're split between the rifles. And FaZe are starting to get dangerously close. And unlike other rounds where you sit inside of this bomb site, we have Heroic extending to the bathroom, so Tessus given a chance to shine. It is a good amount of damage, and yet Twist still stands. How about Jabby? What's he gonna offer? 1 kill only. As Kerrigan slides right through him, Cadian attacks off of the B site. We've got Stown inside of the pocket, and we've got that bomb trudging back to the B site. Shush silently awaits them. And he drops Brokey on a moment's notice. Rain picks it up, and he's gonna try to plant inside smoke. He, yes, gets away with it. But still Kerrigan could take this from their hands. Where is he, they wonder? He sees one up in heaven. A slide off of the side gives Kerrigan another chance. He's worried about both ends. Insta headshot into Shush. Tries to get it off Stown. A peek and an empty gun. He holds, and time continues to tick. Stown goes silent. Kerrigan almost lost, but finally falls. It's the USP of all things. Of all things, he finds him.
That was a battle of attrition right there. The amount of ammo left. Actually, we were watching that from Kerrigan's POV. Stown also only had a few bullets, so he was trying to be careful about when he would click. Man, Rain walking into the bomb plant. How tricky was that? And not planting on default and not planting good for heaven right in the middle of it nearly set Kerrigan up for that victory. There was a chance. He needed that sick one tap that you don't always see from Kerrigan, and he couldn't put together. But there was pressure on Stown. Using that silence M4, running low on ammo. Had to switch out and barely put that together. But Heroic don't care how. They got 11. 2 knife kills already this game. Speaks to how scrappy it's been. Vi comes in with no sniper. Drops 20 and 12.
Doing his best Brolin impression.
Serious. Well, he was the Brolin of Nuke himself as well.
Trying his absolute damnedest to go above and beyond.
I think splitting pistols is the most interesting result for this map. But of course, with Heroic's great T side, they'll be over the moon. this game 3/4 won. We'll see if the pressure gets to him. Again, not being able to see yourself as the champions. That's the final hurdle for Heroic.
Flash into pop, FaZe not going to complicate this one, but it's even simpler for Heroic, it seemed. A kill apiece from Shush and Jabby. Cadian quickly sprints over. Because of the pace of all this, Heroic kind of caught stunned by it. Relying on a multi-kill to come through. There's no utility here for FaZe, none whatsoever. And that frag grenade thrown out off of the bomb plant will do negligible amounts of damage. Kerrigan gonna be fine. What's the strat? What's the retake? Twists, commits to the closest of corners. Kerrigan falls back around the side. Twist regains his vision, lines up two. They try to press in, and Twist shuts them down. And Cadian's life, his weapons, far too valuable. He leans back. It's a rapid pace from FaZe. They press in through the monster smoke. They run an overt risk, and it pays off.
Yeah, so deep A control on that round.
Does it ever.
Deep A control on that round from Heroic with 3 players, all tied up. Very resource heavy on that side of the map. And the thing was that FaZe didn't test them there. So they couldn't get the rotation back, and that's what opened up Monster. Of course, they have to go 2v2 through a smoke versus 2 players waiting for this hit to come in, but successfully they do it. You know, Yabby, even with his last bullet on his last frame, gets a frag that could have been even worse. So FaZe with still some tricks up their sleeves. They siphon the economy out of Heroic.
Robs is going to catch Tess. Pistols meant to do nothing. Destined for an empty-handed round. Here comes Brokey, right back in it. And so Heroic's measly attempt at a long push nets them nothing.
Man, great map so far from Yabby, great map so far from Cadian. A lot of the players, of course, on the team have put together kills. Even Stown, this time at the bottom, which is not a regular feature here at the Fall Finals. He's been the standout player for the team. Had that really important clutch in the first half as well.
Kind of the only standout, right? That's the formula for Heroic. He is really just leaps and bounds above the rest. When it comes to FaZe, it's always who pops off this game.
Yeah.
Feels like skill ceiling
almost
always
which
equal.
two? Yeah. Brokey and who? Brokey and Twist, Brokey and Rops.
Sometimes Rain.
Sometimes Rain.
And if we're really lucky, Kerrigan.
Kerrigan sometimes too. There he is. Came out the first time last year with the Batman mask off. This time, full-on Danish flag. I think most people I've talked to here said, yes, we love Kerrigan, but a full Danish roster, that's won us over.
Right. Yeah.
No matter how popular is for Kerrigan is more popular than any one player on Heroic.
Mm-hmm.
But they've got the country behind them because they are all 5.
Are you guys having fun? Good.
Yes, I am.
Thanks for asking. Counter-Strike in the Royal Arena. Exactly where it belongs. So let's get back in it. Off of the tac pause. We get guns on both ends, and look at this. Heroic.
Wow.
Ooh, they want to run the risk. Oh, they want that fight. A potential bloodbath inside the playgrounds. And Brokey, thinking he can throw the nades, is suddenly just caught off by Shush. But Stown, fully blinded out by Twist, won't make the difference. Fight inside connector possibly as well. Cadian immediately pulls back. They've done enough. They've got enough.
Twist thought he could take his time. They had no idea about how deep those 2 CTs were.
I thought, if anything, it was just the long fight, right? Seeing somebody extending out long, that's one thing. You don't anticipate players pushing beyond the fountain.
And this is psychological from Heroic. We just talked about how resource heavy that A setup was last round, and then they got punished by that B attack that came in. Well, Heroic go for it again, and they call out FaZe for not doing it twice. When we saw FaZe play on Nuke yesterday, how many A attacks did we see going in succession on those upper pops? So that takes some nerve from Cadian to say, hey, they're not going to try it twice.
Right. Called out. I do love that we get this battle, the Danish in-game leaders. You know, one who's proven so much and another who's been doubted for so long. Shush trying to finish off this fight towards long, and he keeps it nice and clean. Sure, he'll fall to Rain, but now Rain's got to double back, grab that bomb, bring it back into the site if he even wants a chance to try and grab FaZe's 10th round win. There's some money on the side of FaZe, so he could run this risk. Rain gonna go ahead and try to shine, but Cadian puts a very quick end to him. First shot, first kill, and Heroic a 3-round CT lead.
Yeah. It's a big 12. Still money here. But again, I think we could look at these last 2 rounds as setup victories for both teams who won them. FaZe Clan really taking advantage of not pressuring the A setup while there were too many people there. And now this time, running into a full-on A setup where Heroic might have been afraid to do a push like that. The Battle of the Mind Games continues. Round 22, what look do we get? The reason the stats for Heroic can be all over the place sometimes is because of how fluid they are on their CT setups. We're going to see different people in different spots, and their mid-rounds are so dramatic with the way that they rotate around, do it in pairs, reclaim map control. It's hard to even call one spot, one players. That also means you have to figure out how 2 different people will approach the same situation. Added value for Heroic, that they're comfortable in that uncertainty zone, you know. FaZe look to try to figure this out.
Again, the battle's set, the trench is occupied. And Stown's the first to go over top. But all the while, Kerrigan extends on the other end. Stown is still inside of the pocket. They think with that kill, they can press into the A site. Kerrigan doubles back, loses out to Stown. It was his turn all along. And with a double man advantage, Jabby comes up, executes Robs. FaZe getting circled and bogged down in the muddy battlefields of bathrooms. Brokey, a missed shot over towards the site with no bomb on his back. He feels as though his time is limited, and unfortunately, Sun, it is. Oh, it is.
Wow, they get surrounded in the most unpredictable way. And in this position, they forget about Tessus inside of the bathrooms, don't know that he'll be there.
And it almost feels like with Kerrigan getting his kill on the player with nades, it's like that false confidence FaZe think, yes, this timing, it has worked out. Brokey under siege! And do you believe it? 3 kills in an instant!
Have you painted him into a corner, or are you just in that corner with him?
He holds. He holds.
Hey, it might be as important as it was impressive, even though it was just exit kills, because it's the one gun they save into this next round. Nobody else has money. And it's a lot of value down as well. If this game goes away of FaZe, of course, at some point, the economic impact will matter. But right now, I mean, now Heroic just tell themselves, yeah, we couldn't get that op down. No big deal. In fact, looking at the odds, if they buy behind it, if that's the world we live in, well, they've got a crappy buy behind that, we know it. And if they don't, then we're playing an anti-eco. Either way, we have nothing to worry about. But did they jump at him with an op?
I think so.
Yeah, so they lose theirs.
He just threw everything at that.
Okay.
No caution.
That's actually the third side to the story. We'll see if that makes a difference. Brokey's so flashy sometimes.
And FaZe know, right? They let Brolin get away with a gun versus NIP yesterday, and it cost them a round, so harness that energy. Harness that fresh reminder. We've got an MP9 pressed against the wall. Tessus, oh, he lines up both! A phenomenal flash from Cadian. Exactly what Tessus needed to go above the just one and take away a second.
So well placed. Tessus isn't blind at all. Comes out right after his first kill. Couldn't have gone better.
And making the most of the smallest weapon. You know, that was the liability on Heroic's round. And it comes up wonderfully with 2. That's trust. Tessus dies for his captain. Drops Twist and Kerrigan in the meantime.
Yeah. Make the most of an awkward situation. Leave it at a 4v3. Looking for 14 rounds after a full investment from FaZe. And the money will be clear as day to Heroic that this was a desperate buy. Tessus nearly makes more money than he spent just getting those 2 kills.
Oh,
Cadian with the off angle.
He sits, he awaits them. Even while blind, he's fine. course, there is this chance that the Bathrooms player can crack open the bomb site, and then Cadian's compromised on both ends. Down to the 25-second mark, Cadian's smoke soon to fade. It's him versus Rops, who has a lesser weapon, and who's already cleared out the corner, but loses his head the moment Cadian has vision. The little bits left of FaZe, it's an attempt to press into the A site. They know that Cadian's over on long, and that dumpster player doubles back over towards Bank instead. Cadian still hangs on, but Rain gives great cover, and we've got the bomb plant. You've seen a Brokey clutch before, and he's got the smoke to his left side, a slight gap within it. That's the pocket. He opts to play, but damage is in early, and Heroic will find 14.
Yeah, they do it. Shots in from all sides. And another sigh of relief. The important rounds this game, Heroic have been the ones to win them. Devastating for FaZe Clan. Now listen, most of the time, if you were in the middle of a half, and you might think, oh, we don't invest. We don't have quite enough money. We can't get that off on Brokey. But they're playing against 15. This is also psychological. Do they want to let it go to 15? Or they want to try to stop it now? We'll have to do it with a handicap. Another bad buy.
Fast push. Jabby wants a piece of this. They're not giving FaZe a chance to set up. They're not giving FaZe a chance to reclaim any kind of territory. No map control, no info. Just death and destruction, and at least for FaZe a trade. At least. Still so little. We've got numbers pressing in again. Heroic, this is what they do, right? This is that classic Heroic look. Re-aggression upon re-aggression, and while Rops turns his attention, Shush slides in. He looks back towards Connector, and Kerrigan double headshot. It's a recovery for FaZe. It's a man advantage. A slight victory and a slim chance. But a rare chance that they've had on this T side.
Yes, this is the best they've felt in a while.
To keep Heroic off 15, to keep Overpass from simply slipping through their fingertips like sand. FaZe have lost their grasp on this game. 5-0 start, need I remind you.
They can't turn this hourglass back over. They've got to do it now.
With time running out, they're gonna opt for this B site hit. The defense lies in wait. Who other than Cadian to keep that scope up? But if C watches towards short, he's not gonna find a target, no. With this utility, they can simply fixate inwards. TSS still cautious up at A, but Owen over FaZe. Twists, offers Cadian a gift. And with bomb down, we've got ourselves a critical 2v2. Smoke at a flash, no kit. At a fallback off of the bomb site, they're gonna try to double this up. Kerrigan leans on short, ducks behind the bags. TSS down, dirty, in the water. And an instant headshot as they try to transition inwards. Still remember that utility, it could be so incredibly key. Look at the impact already. Brokey blind, hoping for a chance as Smoke denies his vision, but no kits. A 10-second stick, halfway already. Heroic on the brink of 15, and TSS will grab it. Woo!
Oh, the crowd is on their feet. It's one of the most excited that we've seen the Royal Arena in a grand finals.
Twist Peaks Logs dies to Cadian. Kerrigan Peak Short dies to TSS. 2v1 retake advantage.
After Kerrigan's 2K. And they still don't do it. No 3v2 conversion. That's not a stat we often look at, but I guarantee you that's converted more often than not. Twist low, so much utility damage.
Ooh, and Shush, just like last round, kicks off this party inside of short. He's not alone. It's just a delayed play from Jabby. Him versus Rain to take man advantage. And Rain is inside of the smoke. He's gonna try to emerge. And Jabby anticipates something like this. No, Rain, beauty of a second headshot.
Man advantage isn't enough.
Kerrigan, all the while, gonna try to test the waters inside A. TSS, nope,
Ooh.
Not this time. Kerrigan with a deep hook on that A site, and with bomb back in T-spawn, it's gonna be a long recovery. but it's a long, tumultuous road to the top if FaZe want to bring back this map no matter what. So this really just an indication of the journey that needs to be here on Overpass. 6 rounds consecutive just to force OT. Stown, he'll find the back of Rain. And the economy's not blossoming for Heroic, so this op, this AK, they'll be saved, and this one will be conceded. It's a 5-round game for FaZe to still try and reclaim it back.
There's something intangible but nice about being able to get 10 rounds and say you did. Just get it to the double digits to make you, to have people agree the game may have been close. Of course, that's not good enough for FaZe Clan. This is Heroic's map pick, taking Overpass. But they know that FaZe on their best day could easily win it. Right now they prove so much and have 5 more chances to play. The persistence of this op being carried forward is huge as well. Again, Cadian, great map. I gotta say though, Yabby, top frag here in Grand Finals on map 1 for Heroic.
Yes.
And it's been unreal kills every single time. Never, in fact, have I seen Yabby swing out with 2 people and get a refrag. It's always been him by himself, going slowly off of short. We had that 2v5 situation in the first half where Yabby gets a kill with no help. They picked him up to bolster the team, and he's stepped up to the challenge. He is moving rounds forward where there would otherwise be no hope. Cadian said it, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, or at least they have to think of it that way. Who knows what the state of affairs looks like the next year here in the Royal Arena.
Of course.
When they left a major full of regret because they had the chance to beat a team who wouldn't likely have been in finals and still lost.
Yes.
And that could be the only chance at a major that they ever get.
I think it's something that was very fresh on everybody's mind after the pandemic. You never know when your next chance is. Never take anything for granted was the attitude across all of Counter-Strike. And Cadian looking to embody that tonight.
Yabby said playing against Furia in Rio was the hardest thing he's ever done. And they survived that challenge. And now he has the crowd on his side.
But what he doesn't have is an arsenal for his teammates to swing with. We've got 3 pistols, Cadian's op, Stown's AK, and FaZe, whoa! FaZe try to push, and the pistols tear them apart. It's still winnable. It's absolutely winnable as they clear out those pocket positions, but still, a quick reminder to keep FaZe on the tips of their toes.
Whoa, FaZe are scared. They have the site, but they have not moved.
Stown slides off. Brokey concerned about the long flank, and that could create the timing that would give them a chance. It's a trade. At the very least, it's a trade. But listen, it's the 3 pistols that they've lost, and they've still gotten into the 2 versus 2. The lesser weapons did exactly what they needed. And if they leave that B site, oh, if they walk away, then Cadian could deliver. It's a knife in the hands of Robs. But it's not as though he's pressed for time. He's simply unready. And so it falls onto Twist to try and save the day, to try and keep Overpass going. The only North American to take up the task of coming to European soil to compete with the best. And he puts that bomb down uncontested. Heroic, Cadian, and his right-hand man. The tension is thick, the stadium silent. Twists rounds back, and with Cadian holding on to that smoke, it needs to be another 10-second stick. The question is, where is he, and what will he do? Spotted and Stown down. Cadian, this is his moment, a chance. But again, it's time. Time is the most critical issue. And even though Cadian wants it, he simply will not get it. The kill is his, but the time is not. And FaZe continue the comeback.
Good movements from Mr. Canada. Twist in that 1v2 after Robs dies. You know his heart sinks. Everything comes down to him, and both of his exit points are locked off, and they also know what FaZe's idea was from that point on. He has almost no advantages besides the respect that they gave him to get that bomb planted. Cadian playing from heaven but not watching down on the site. That was an open shot for him. but he didn't want to throw the round away. Twist planted, 17 seconds remaining, and made that happen.
Guns back up.
Maybe a little nervousness there. Dropped his smoke.
Sure.
Back pit.
Sure. Oh, wow. Oh, Tess, this is information. Oh, he's opened the encyclopedia.
Oh, they ran.
He's learned everything he needs to go absolutely huge. And that means that Cadian can play on high alert. So, of course, he's ready for that first one. And the bomb goes down. Tess buys time, strikes. And when the pistols in the last round made it so close, it's guns in abundance and a recovery here from Brokey. Highest rated player for FaZe across the event. It wouldn't be the first 2 versus 5, but it would be the first for FaZe. Tess, just as he quietly snuck from party onto long, retreats away and gives that space back to FaZe. But think about their nervousness. Think about their shaky hands, and sure enough, now they tremble. Now Brokey stutters. You can take that bomb, you can continue on, but this journey about to come to an abrupt end as Heroic will hold all fronts. Bathrooms is theirs, playground is theirs, A site belongs to Heroic, and on Overpass, it seems they've done it. Brokey's gonna try to chase this. If he's to unravel this incredible puzzle, he needs the kills and he needs them now. Just like last round, time will make a difference. Except the biggest difference is, unlike FaZe, this one belongs to Heroic!
We're here in the El Giganten store where I'll be doing the Hidden Talent Challenge. I'll be joined by S-Attack and Shoes